Κύριε Παπαγεωργίου, ευχαριστώ πολύ.
Hello. Thank you, Mr. Papageorgiou, for introducing
Σκάλκο που
me in this wonderful discussion coming after Mr. Skalkos, who talked about things on a general level. And then we had Mr. Manolis Koutoulakis, who had a more academic approach. But we fully understand what things are, what it is about. Now I'm going to present the regional approach. I have a presentation, so allow me to share my screen with you. Is it okay? Can you all see my screen? Yes, we can see your screen. Go on. So, my topic is regional development and interregional cooperation for the blue economy sectors. This has been my topic in the region of Crete. So I'm going to tell you a few things about it. So let's start by describing the maritime community in Greece. One could say that we have ministries, regions, municipalities, the academia, associations, professional associations, chambers, and so on and so forth. So all these institutions make up the maritime community. They work together in maritime transport, environment, energy, fisheries, aquaculture, and mainly tourism. Especially in our region, tourism is the main pillar of our regional economy and a very important region of blue economy at large. I would like to point out the role of public administration in this maritime community. It is critical because this is the way to transfer knowledge, to create policies, to proceed to technology transfer, to raise awareness. This is very important. The role of public administration, I mean, and I refer to the ministries, the regions, and the municipalities. More specifically, regional authorities through regional strategies and their regional plans, and being regulators in some cases, can implement policies in practice. So, to put it simply, the wonderful things described by Mr. Koutoulakis have to go through the regions, otherwise they will never become reality. So, all these are of help, but of course, public administration has to have people that really understand what the importance of knowledge is, what the importance of knowledge transfer and know-how transfer is. They have to fully understand their roles. This is the only way to contribute to the regional and national strategies of smarter specialization. So it's the public sector, and people working in the public sector have to fully understand what their role is. Now, the island of Crete. Crete is a blue region. It is an island. It is the largest island of Greece and the fifth island in the Mediterranean in size. Allow me to say that it was only recently that Crete became part of the insular policy in Greece. In the past, some ministers tended to forget Crete, not now, in the past. So it covers an area of 8,336 square kilometers and a permanent population of 680,000 reaches 5 million in summer because of the visitors. So it's a very light with many interesting features, insularity, and international character as well. And we want to take advantage of all these advantages, of all these particular specific features within the framework of inter-regional cooperation. Let me give you an example. We looked for scenario of the impact of climate change on blue economy. Isn't it interesting? How about blue entrepreneurship? Is it going to be affected by climate change? So we explored this within the framework of SOCLIMPACT. This is an EU project for all islands of Europe. No, not for all. This would be impossible for many. And we tried to activate people to ask. We engaged in dialogue with the private and the public sectors, with universities, citizens, the civil society, the SMEs. And Crete was a pilot in this project, and we focused on the effect on tourism, energy, and aquaculture. So this is a concern for us all. Climate change, climate crisis, if you like, is it going to have an impact on blue entrepreneurship? So within this interregional cooperation, we also explored smart specialization and blue economy or blue development within the framework of Mistral project in the Interreg family. We came into contact with national bodies, regional bodies, the academia, business clusters. We wanted to hear their proposals on improving our regional strategies in innovation and smart specialization for the next programming period. We explored what was actually happening on the islands. The conclusions of these studies and research in our region, but also in other regions, have to be put across, and they have to become ways to improve our programs. Usually those that run the programs do not listen. Okay, I would like to say so, and Mr. Koutoulakis has to take note of this. All results, conclusions, the outcomes have to be channeled to the next programming period for improving regional policies. Let me give you an example. We followed the Blue Growth, which is a horizontal project for blue energy, and we heard about wind energy. This was the first time we heard about them. This was some years ago. Now there is public awareness, but in the past, this was not the case. So you had to go to Blue Growth, to Proteus, to Maestrali, to Pelagos. Those in the know the programs. How about the rest? There were programs starting from researchers and the EU, and this was how we were introduced to the notion of sea wind energy. These were great experiences, and it was only possible to gain this experience in the framework of interregional cooperation. Now, a more strategic issue: governance in the Mediterranean region. Our region, the region of Crete, participates in Panoramed as regards coastal tourism and maritime surveillance. So, what was this project about? All participants on many levels had to create, had to cultivate, they had to make policy proposals to the European Union, to the ones that actually plan projects and programs. For example, Interreg Med, so they had to submit proposals for maritime surveillance and coastal maritime tourism. So we engaged in an extensive dialogue, and then our proposals were submitted to CTMR, which is the largest network of coastal regions, insular regions, in order to have them enriched with their proposals. By the way, the region of Crete has been participating in CPMR since 1981, and I have the honor of being the vice president of this organization. And we also informed the USR about the Adria and the Ionian, because we have this macro-regional strategy that has to be enriched with the various regional outcomes.
Recording stopped. Recording in progress.
So actually, the area of Crete, the region of Crete, was honored as an ambassador to USR. Now, more practical issues. From interregional cooperation, we learned about best practices in other regions on how to reduce waste. Waste coming from the land. We ran 2 pilots in coasts with a lot of people, less people. People where Careta has its habitat. And within this framework, we proceeded to a memorandum of understanding with the relevant municipalities in order to achieve sustainable waste management in these coasts and beaches. There are many more, but we don't have enough time to mention everything. Anyway, it's time for action. Now it's the time to act in blue economy, because the growth of sea economy on the basis of innovation will help us to come out of the crisis in the post-COVID era. So we have this blue dimension always included in European strategies, but we also have this the new communication issued for the sustainable blue economy. So we tend to believe that there is going to be further enhancement of the competitiveness of the EU, that we are going to improve resource efficiency, there are going to be more jobs, we will be able to maintain biodiversity of the sea environment, and we will want to ensure all services offered. This is good for the environment. I would like to finish by saying that regions have a role to play in this process. They have a role to play because indeed we play an important role in the local communities.
Recording stopped.
We have to play
Recording
an
in
additional
progress.
role. We can manage policies on the regional and local level. We could achieve consensus on the local level because we know all sides and we know the interests expressed. So we are in a better position as European regions, and we want to be involved in implementing European strategies. I think that we are very good at implementing interregional cooperation through the European competitive programs, and we want to showcase the need, the will, but also our capacity in our region to proceed to region relation schemes. We could have direct relations with other regions. I would like to stop here. I just hope that I have convinced you about the value of interregional cooperation. Thank you very much.